Hey, great that Thursday evening. It is a beautiful evening in the city of Brownsville, Texas. And let me tell you, it is most definitely not too cold. It's not cold at all. It's cool, but it's not cold yet. Supposedly, the cold front's going to hit at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. And that's actually good news. One of the things that I'm doing a little bit different is I don't know if y'all remember that I said that I was going to do. I got myself a green screen for home. So I'm actually not at the studio. I'm at home, but I'm able to use the green screen, and that's always a good thing. And the reason that I wanted to start filming at home because I wanted to have that option to take that break, so whereas I don't have to be driving at night. And part of the reason behind it, guys, is because let me tell you, people just can't drive in this damn city. They can't drive to save their life. It's crazy. Frankie is asking for the code. Frankie, just come on. I sent you the link. But so let me say that people are crazy, and there been one too many car accidents going on in the city of Brownsville, and this is what really trips me out about the whole deal, guys. It isn't even cold yet. There isn't any rain. There's no ice. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. The city's getting old and can't see at night. Oh, I'm getting old. I can't see at night. And let me tell you, one of the things that I want to do is just get straight home. I want to avoid being out and about during the rush hours here in the city of Brownsville. I just cannot put up with him, and I don't like to be on the road at about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and I really hate having to be on the road at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's terrible. Hola, Erasmo, con que no se vaya la luz. ¿Sabes qué, Israel? Ese es uno de mis más grandes temores, de que sí se va a ir la luz. Tengo ese pendiente, porque supuestamente se va a poner tan frío como estaba hace tiempo, el febrero de 2021, hace tiempo. Pero no creo yo que vaya a llegar hasta ese punto. I just don't think it's going to get to be that cold, guys. Uh, I have this kind of feeling that we're not going to get the brunt force of anything, but we'll see. Um, I do fly out tomorrow morning. I do have to fly out morning. No, you're not wearing your kilt. I'll do my best not to wear my kilt tomorrow. Good evening. Hey, good evening, Frankie.
Hey, good evening. How's it going?
Man, that's a great mic. It is a good mic.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a good mic.
What kind is it?
A Fifi?
That's not the one you stole from me, right?
No, that was when we first came on. Uh, Actually, my friend just purchased the Yetis, the
Yeah.
the Yeti Nano, because we had a little breakdown we had some technical difficulties and we went off from our phone. But yeah, this is a good mic. It's Fifi's like $30, very affordable,
What?
good sound.
How much? How much?
This one was like probably with taxes like 30, 35.
Where did you buy that?
Amazon. I think everybody does
Some
their shopping. I was surprised. Yeah, I'll send you the link. I was surprised to that they sell furniture, clothes,
every
everything, everything.
food,
Um,
groceries.
Food, yeah, yeah. Now they're at the grocery store. Hey, so that's why whenever they make fun of one's idea, they always said, "Hey, you're selling books, man. You're never gonna go nowhere." This guy started from books, and now
He actually started
mainstream.
books, but he started out of his garage at his home. No,
Yeah, and I think he started like with college books, obviously, and then just branched off from there. So it's pretty cool story.
I wonder if I should
So
start something from the basement of my parents' house,
just gonna make it into a movie or something, a docu series.
like a Jeffrey Dahmer series.
Don't even say that. You know, all these like Netflix and all these streaming. They have to like compete, right? If you go to Netflix, Erasmo, every other thing is like drama, like oh my god, like brutal, and it's like shock, like oh come here. I don't know. That's all I see now.
Vendetta.
Hey, V
That's
for
the other
Vendetta is
one
a
I
hell
was.
of a movie, right?
I've started to watch it. I haven't been able to finish. I probably finish it tonight. Avram's coming in, but yeah, everything seems to be more on like on the spooky and killer and exorcism type of thing. Speaking of exorcisms, did you watch last night's show, Frankie?
Yeah, it was a great show. And we encourage other people, if they ever have any inklings to speak out on their experience,
Yeah,
it's good, for one to hear. Possibly others went through something similar. But
yeah.
it was a very interesting topic. I personally have only, YouTube things like that, and yesterday was, to me, it was believable. There are some things that are probably kind of questionable, but for the most part, she did drop names, which was surprising, and she, is strong to, tell her story. I think that's very, powerful for us to, consider what she's going through, and my heart went out to her when she said, like I want to be normal, and like I don't know what that is. It's kind of you know so it's like an everyday struggle, everyday grind, and we could relate to that, so we don't know what, and it's true what they say, we don't know what other people's fights are or demons are, or things like that. So
Emphasis on
yeah,
demons.
it's too soon.
But no, let me
What
tell
was
you, I like what you said. It's true. One of the things that I hope that people can take from yesterday was, guys, you have a platform. If you got a story to share, I mean, I even share, and I think this is one of the things conversation that you and I had. I mean, I even had Yolanda Spies on here, and she hates me or hated me. I'm not sure which one. Doesn't matter to me. I don't know if she still hates me or not. Not important, but I'll have anyone on. And I think you're of the same nature. You'll have anyone on as long as you know that they're willing to put their name out there, have a conversation, be somewhat intelligible. But people in the city of Brownsville need to understand, guys, you have a platform available in order to express your thoughts or your concerns or your yearns for the city. Let me tell you, I was intrigued by having D's on. I was intrigued because it was that facet of Brownsville life that not many of us had ever heard about. When's the last time you heard about here locally exorcisms being performed? I mean, when have you ever heard? And again, I think I've heard it in regards to the like the tunnels, the underground tunnels that exist in between the Catholic Church here, and what they were actually used for. I think that's that's a great story. But I think it goes back, Frankie, that we really truly don't have great reporting down here. I mean, these would be really interesting stories. I mean, I'm sure that like any news outlet could easily go out there and make like a 2 week mini series.
special, yeah.
Yeah, special out of her story, out of the tunnels down here. Have they ever been used for cartel use or stuff? I mean, it's just gives you another perspective. And what really trips me out is that for people that would go and say, "Well, it's gonna ser todo," don't negate it until you can actually prove that it's not true. You got to take everyone for their word until you find out otherwise. So I was intrigued, and I was game. I wanted to find out more about it. Do you have a microphone? Does it sound like I have a microphone phone at my home, Ramon? I'm taking donations though. Hello, Akela, Akela, Akela. Tomorrow, Kayla and I might be having a show an hour later, but for y'all, it'll be 9 o'clock. Where's Ramon? That's exactly what I just said. Where is he? Crap. Hopefully, your flight won't be canceled. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay. You know, I think the worst up in. I think the only concern that I had, Frankie, was up in Dallas area because right now I think a friend of mine that's up in Dallas posted that their weather was at 19. You know, so I'm thinking, by maybe tomorrow it might be in the teens, the low teens. I think it's still good weather to fly. I think, non-good weather to fly is -20, and that never happens here in the state of Texas. So I think we're going to be okay. Uh, I think. I think it's going to be a rougher comeback on the 27th on Tuesday when everyone's rushing to get back home.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of people post of their loved ones leaving airports that it seems like it's been snowing, and they've made it. So do anticipate it's going to be somewhat cold, but I don't think it's going to like lead to any delays or maybe even hopefully not any power outages. But we'll see. It seems like if in the city of Brownsville a dog pees and it floods and it gets a little bit cold and we lose uh, we lose power. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I hope that people. I hope I don't do a Ted Cruz, and I'm out and about and away, and then
That's what you're
everything goes.
doing, no? You should take
Yeah,
that
but
picture. Like later's peasants,
I
later's
I'm
common
I,
folks,
I've got to do
commoners.
a I've got to do a similar picture.
Yeah.
But I mean, I planned this trip hace tiempo, so it's not like I'm leaving. And someone made mention of that the other day, like Erasmo, that you're gonna do another Cancun thing. When you were in Cancun, you were laughing about the situation, and I wasn't laughing at the situation of Brownsville. I was laughing at the fact that I was actually in Cancun while the city of Brownsville was without electricity and freezing the crap off. We'll be fine in regards to power. I hope so. I got into a little bit of trouble. Not a little bit of trouble. I got a little bit in some hype, Frankie, from Papa. That's why I called you about. You might have to get on the show for a little bit because Papa was a little bit upset. I think
At
you're
you
supposed to
or
ask why was he upset.
yeah,
Yeah, you already asked.
yeah. Why? What?
Well, Papa saw the video, or someone. I'm not going to say who. Your mother showed Papa the video of the line dancing up at Amy's wedding. And
Oh,
andaba bailando.
you
And
were
I'm
bumping
going
and
like,
grinding. You were
did
bumping and grinding.
you see? Did you see that video? There ain't no
hey,
bumping,
hey.
definitely
After
no grind.
after after you took a picture of them with in the reindeer suit, I wouldn't get. I wouldn't mind him for getting after you. He was probably like, "Oh
Oh,
my goodness, you've got to be
I, you know,
kidding me,
you-
son."
oh, shut up! You drove around with me with a Ranger suit on.
Well, yeah, but hidden. Poor dad was like, "Geez, I'm here.
Frankie,
I can't escape
Frankie,
this picture."
You almost got us arrested, Frankie.
Yeah, I know. It
You
happens.
made an alarm sound at that place that we went to, and I said,
But
"Thanks,
I had
Speedy."
the key and everything, and I don't know. It's kind of fun. It's good security protocol, I guess. But like you have to like scan it, and then I don't know. I don't think it was me though. There's people coming and going. It could have been. It could have been another guy with fuzzy hair and a beard and black glasses,
Another guy
and
with
a
a
guy
red.
with a reindeer. It could have been another reindeer out there.
It's Christmas. You're
Yeah,
supposed to expect reindeer. No, but Papa was like, he was dancing. I go, and I told the person that told me, I go, we were there for 15, 20 minutes. And it wasn't even a dance. I mean, we were mostly sitting down, and then everyone threw a little hissy fit, and I was ready to go right after the whole little ceremony thing. You know me, Frankie. Ya cumplí. I'm out. Ya me fui. Plus, do you really think I would be posting an incriminating video of myself if I knew I was doing something indebido? Popeye's getting old. Saca la generator? I think we're going to be okay. It's because you need to fix your Netflix algorithm.
I guess so. Probably it's pure CSI and what are those?
But when you know what happens when Roman turns on Netflix?
What's his algorithm?
All, all the LGBTQIA movies and shows come up.
Gee, chale.
Great show yesterday, Castro. Did you believe her? Um, yes and no. I think and again, I'm going to say yes and no. I believe she was sincere in regards to everything that she was saying. I think that a lot of times, guys, and let me say this: this happens a lot of times. You don't really know. There comes this little point where you don't know what is fact and fiction. Especially when there's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of psychological abuse. There's a lot of drug use, and all these were mentioned. I'm not making these up. All these were mentioned yesterday. So when I say yes and no, I'm going to say that there's that line, that you've got to be very, very careful with, because could there have been abuse? Yes. I mean, it's not. It wouldn't be like a isolated incident. So there could have been abuse. Yes. Did that abuse cause an individual to have visions, to have things come into her head? Yeah. uh, could it be a compilation of things? Could it have been the drug use, the abuse, the psychological abuse, coming from a broken home? Maybe, maybe. So I don't want to discredit an individual for believing or saying that they feel that this is their reality. Does that make sense? Do you think you could do an exorcism if you had to? I would do an exorcism my grandma style.
Beat him up.
Sal de él, Satanás. Sal de él, Satanás. Sal de él, Satanás.
That's
Wax
the
on.
best way.
Wax off. Wax on. Wax off. Hey, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. You sound better than the other day, and you had a microphone then. Well, ain't we a pisser? The wind is started. Look out. I'm going to go pick up Abraham in Matamoros, actually. There she goes. That's a maritime. Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Alexa, is Frankie crazy? Rather not answer that. Hey, love. What's the talk of your town? Right now, it's supposedly the freeze that's going to hit tomorrow morning. I think everybody's worried about it. Uh, don't you
Erasmo,
think, Frankie?
you want a topic
Yeah.
that there's no Christmas spirit in this throughout the city of Bronzeville. People posted that downtown it was abysmal. An eyesore compared to the cities of Far, Harlingen, where they have reefs, lights throughout the city, and here downtown. I think somebody mentioned, oh, the money went towards replacing the light posts, but honestly, there's like no decorations, no nothing, right, of that sorts for
Not
the
like there
city.
was, no, not like there was before. And again, for a lot, and this is what really trips me out, because a lot of people on there, Frankie, otra vez, this is my thing. A lot of people, como que they get complacent, like they get content, like oh, it's okay, you know. It's like they're okay with, oh well, the area there where Trey has his restaurant, that one's got a Christmas tree. The market square looks pretty. It's got lights. That's not what we're saying. Before, Frankie, that was lighted up. The parks were lighted up. but we used to have like these snowflakes with lights going all the way down Elizabeth, all the way downtown. And I think that's what a lot of people are remembering. It's like in scripture, guys. There's a passage where when they're making the temple, Frankie. I don't know if you remember any of this since you don't go to church anymore. But when they were building the temple, there's a passage that said, and the young people were all happy. Ah, yay! And the old people started to cry. You remember why, Frankie?
Why?
No, you don't remember why?
Nope.
¿Quién era tu pastor? And no, it wasn't me. Because the old people had seen the glory of the first temple, and the young people were like content with what they got right now, with the second temple. But the second temple was nothing compared to the first temple. And I think that's something that we fall in as a city. I mean, look at the Child Days parades from old, Frankie. Have you seen the pictures? It's just amazing, you know, coming across the bridge and stuff. They're just pictures now.
Yeah. I really haven't noticed it. I don't go. I haven't frequented downtown. Um, but I want to throw special shouts out to Dirty Habit, a bar that opened downtown. Um, it had a soft opening this past week. It seemed like a good crowd. So and we've been seeing a lot, or I've been seeing a lot of more action at Rocket Bar. Terrace is always, of course. Morning Glory. People have been going there.
Yeah.
Los Ramblas. So it's but one would think that again the idea, or we all think that um, downtown is the priority right now. We would think that they would at least like decorate the lights, the light posts, something. Put up some stockings. Um, I guess the tree is it is nice, of course, but I don't think it like obviously it can be seen throughout the city. Um, but that was a good observation that somebody had. Where is that? I guess Christmas spirit. But then again, you run into questions like, oh well, you want us to spend money but it's all about priorities and spending correctly, I guess. But obviously, the money went to somewhere else and not and not in Christmas decorations. But at first, I didn't think it was a big deal. But then once I started reading people's comments and stuff like that, like it brings like an energy, like a vibe. Like when you think of Christmas, you think of like happy gifts, presents, joy, and when it's like when it's a typical day, I don't know. Maybe I'm one of those like millennials that are reading too much into this.
That one was the Mark Kilroy case, Mary, by Sara Alderete. And I can't remember the guy's name, but Sara Alderete was the supreme, the sacerdotisa or something. Can't remember the guy's name, but the kid that got killed was Mark Kilroy from Killeen, Texas. Kilroy, Killeen. What did I miss? What show? Last night's show. So Washington Park is lighted up, not to the extent that it could be lighted up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I forgot about Washington Park.
Mr. Frankie anda apagado, desvelado. ¿Qué tiene, Mr. Frankie?
A little bit of both. I honestly got noticed like 10 minutes before. I was like, what? So
Yeah, because
yeah,
Papa wanted to yell at me.
good.
He didn't want to yell at me. Uh, I think he didn't. I think he grasped onto the fact that you know wasn't
You weren't grinding or showing your thong or.
not that night, but you know. First of all, guys, I don't like to dance. I don't have that rhythm. I don't do dancing. I don't do people things. That's what a lot of people don't understand. I don't do the people thing. It, but if I hear that line dancing song, Frankie, I want to go do it, you know, because it's fun. It's like the electric chicken, the electric slide. Remember those things? It really isn't dancing. It's called line dancing, but it really isn't dancing. It's just get up there and shake your group thing and
Move around.
move around. It's like Zumba, you know. And then doing Zumba. It's like that, except Zumba. Just a lot of fat people doing Zumba, and I was actually doing line dancing with a lot of pretty people, and not fat people. Constanzo, that was his name, Constanzo. Constanzo. That's why I guess I should remember that name because of Constanza.
George
Constanza.
Costanza.
George Costanza. Constanza. Kiro, it was not an exorcism. It was a ritual to protect their business. Yeah, it was a santeria.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. The whole
Well,
story.
yeah. I mean, they took out his spine.
But like with like exorcism and stuff, like I also equate to it as like black magic and all those energies that people seek, like people are into like rocks or jewels or
Crystals.
crystals, and I don't know. And I think all that encompasses, I guess, the same, because you're trying to reach out to like a certain, I don't know, like like
Entity.
an energy. Yeah, like an energy, and you want to believe that, or not that they want to believe that, but like I think a big thing out of that is emotions too. Like sometimes we can't catch our emotions, and the emotions, that's why they say emotions get the best out of you sometimes. But without sounding corny, uh it's just the way it is, I guess.
I didn't know you had this sensitive side to you.
This what?
Yeah?
what
I didn't know
what's
you were
Center
so
Citizen?
sensitive.
Obsessed with what?
I know you were so sensitive.
Oh well, yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that. Like I don't like that energy. I don't like. I don't want to be placed in that. Like I think we all have. I don't know. Felt something, or I don't know. I do believe that. I do believe that people get like possessed in the sense of like their way of life, and you know through bad habits like drugs and alcohol and sex and other things. It could lead to that person being possessed, because I don't know, but I try to avoid all that stuff as much as possible. I know we're not, obviously
Well,
not perfect, but
I thought I was close to that. But my concern is, and look, guys, and I've always been very, very open about, like when I was a lot younger, like 2 weeks ago, in regards to substance abuse. Um, Let me say, guys, and I hope I don't get reported to my papa again. But let me say, drugs in the '80s, and I think Frankie and I had this conversation with you the other day. Drugs in the '80s and the '90s, even they're not the same drugs that we have today. You know, back then, guys, you know, drugs were a little bit more on the normal, natural side, despite the fact that a lot of people were doing crack. Crack was whack. But even with that, you know, most people wouldn't die, of taking a hit, or doing a line or smoking a joint. Now these days, guys, because of the open borders and because of all this crap that's coming across, you hear about all these cases, not from the mainstream media, but a lot of the cases of these kids that go out there to a party, they pop a pill and they're dead. What it's called, phentermine or fentanyl.
yeah, fentanyl. It's being cut in everything: heroin, meth, coke,
It's
everything.
scary.
It's scary. It's very scary.
It's very scary,
There, there,
and it's huh?
there've been videos of even officers that there's a video on Facebook that the the drug hit the wind and it got the officer like a whiff, I guess, and she started, I
Convulsing
guess convulsing, going into shock or whatever, and they had to do the narcon, the where they bring you back.
in the
Um,
heart.
no, like I guess they give her a shot at the arm and like it kind of like kicks in. It's kind of like an anti blocker, like a virus thing type of deal that works quick on the fentanyl.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's so strong. Like, but like a lot of people have been possessed back in the day, and back in the day there weren't hard drugs. But now, like, do you think like people's emotional behaviors has been twice as much damage because of not the stronger and harder that these new drugs are?
I just think it's all this modern day drugs, or I honestly think, as much as people may say I'm crazy, I actually think that there's other countries out there that are using the cartels and the drug industry to destroy America from the inside. And again, people have always said, "Oh, the cartels are bad," and all the drug business. It is horrible, but because we have such a huge demand here in the United States for the drugs, they're going to continue to be in business. Without demand, there won't be any supply. But there's great demand here in this country. And I think that, Frankie, is where we start going into a lot of the mental health issues, a lot of the upbringing situations, a lot of the individuals out there that have had really horrible or difficult upbringings. And I think everything has got to be connected. I really think that we are on this slippery slope as a country, to whereas we're not going to be very, very powerful for very much longer if we continue on this downward spiral. Let me read this. The majority of the people don't go to old downtown. Everyone goes to the mall area. Palm Boulevard used to be lit. I remember when Central Boulevard used to be lit. Remember? I mean, we had all those motels out there. It was just awesome to drive, and you see the flamenco. Oh, many
I remember
schools
this.
celebrate the huh?
Go ahead. No, go ahead. What?
Oh, let me see. While many schools celebrate the Christmas break with get-togethers, tamales, cookies, Christmas cards, teachers at Hannah did not get anything, not a breakfast taco or tamales. Oh yeah, we got leftover hot chocolate from yesterday. Erasmo, it is not the food; it is the fact that we are unappreciative.
I did see. I'm gonna say the school because they posted, right. I did see Porter. Porter took their teachers to main event. I thought that was pretty cool. Like a bonding, a thank you, would just come relax, have some fun, hang out, have some food. I think that's cool. Good for morale. Good for everything. One last before the break. Um, but it happens. The principals, the administrators in that area, they don't have the personality to even consider people to say, hey, thank you. And I think it's not more many like people obviously want gifts, who wouldn't, but I think it's more how that person said, like more about like respect or more about like acknowledgement. It's more of that. It's like the parent whenever they say, whenever they get the kids give them a gift, it's like they say, I don't care what you got me, I just care that you thought about me, right? So um I don't know. I did like what Porter did. It was kind of good for morale, for bonding and stuff.
Well, I'm going to be thinking about you this Christmas, Frankie.
Get me a give me
That's
a
about it.
I give me a I Heart New York shirt. Give me a white I Heart
A
New York
what?
shirt. A white, the I Heart NY, the most famous shirt that you're gonna see over there.
I think I just rather just think of you.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, shout out to Danny out there, the owner of the bar, for having that fundraiser coming this coming Monday. Guys, if y'all see the post, send it to me so I could share. And great, man, great that people in Brownsville are doing for each other. That's really, really amazing. Just days before Christmas.
And
Yeah,
all
it's
through the
horrible.
house.
Well, what he's
That's a
saying is
true
just
story.
just before Christmas they lost their house. It
Yeah.
is horrible. It is horrible. It's unfortunate, and one of the things I think I've always had, not only losing a home but losing a loved one during these days. It's horrible. I got to meet Aldrete and Constanzo when I worked at Fort Brown Hotel and Resort. They were there regularly. That's close to TSC, right?
Yeah, yeah. And Fort Brown back then it used to be nice. Used to be,
Hotel.
and yeah, then they had a golf course. They had a golf course too that I think now is closed. And now obviously there's more activity along the border, and we do see a lot of border patrol agents patrolling right there, right across from UTRGV. Um, but yeah, that story made it big. Um, and her ties to Brownsville, and they found the couple, I think, or they found her in Mexico City, and um, it's just going back to the whole energies. Like, there's a lot of people that they obviously have to sacrifice for their religion or thirst for blood, or I don't know, just a trip. It's a trip.
It is a trip. Let me tell you, talking about trips, and we were talking about airfare. Um, United is coming to Harlingen.
Delta, no,
Delta is coming to Harlingen.
and they're gonna have free Wi-Fi. That's big.
Free Wi-Fi on their planes.
Yeah.
What about us?
Southwest charges like 10-15.
Oh, yeah, so does American Airlines. $20. Yeah, somewhere drinking human blood. But Frankie, what about us?
Yeah, we only have what, two that fly out of Brownsville.
Yeah, and
It's American, and it's
United.
not United. Maybe, yeah, United sounds right.
Dale pasitas a Mr. Frankie. No,
Nah, I'll
I've only
sleep.
I only have like half a bottle left. If you ever want to see all that stuff, go to Linares, Mexico. That's one place that will make you take a crap. The lady that is there is the main one. She knows her stuff. I think I'll pass. And is Adolfo Constanzo. Yeah, it's just that name. It's not a good one.
Right? It's like a movie star.
What's tonight? She's made, bro. We've been on for 37 minutes already. You're coming on towards the end and wanting the scoop, Poppy. I had to go in the bus to Monterrey, and it was filled with immigrants. They don't speak Spanish. Very noisy. To Monterrey. Oh, let me tell you. I went by today, Frankie. Let me tell you, Matamoros. It's horrible.
What is Crazy Pack?
Huh?
Is it packed? You said that. Oh, I think somebody posted there's like a lot of traffic. There's a lot of people crossing,
A lot of people from Venezuela, homeless people living out there, man. It's not a very great situation.
and they're like right there, how they were last time, or are they like in the tents far away?
No, now they've taken over the buildings. You know, the buildings that used to be the bars out there.
What, really?
Yeah, and and I was telling this. I can't remember too. I was sharing this with your show. A lot of times in Mexico, once you occupy a place for a certain time, Frankie, they can't kick you out.
What?
It's squatter law. You ever heard of squatter law?
Yeah, but I would think that it'd be different for a business. Well, I don't know. It's Mexican law. I don't know. Mexico's different.
We had
I
squatter
just
laws here.
I just found out that Mexico doesn't have no form of like a WIC program or assistance. Do they?
No,
They
they
don't,
don't.
right? Like their healthcare, it's all shot. It's all
Well, there isn't El Seguro, El IMSS, but it's not very great. Because of Manuel Lopez Obrador, they're starting to do the still pension for the older people.
like Social Security.
Yeah, it's not much. I mean, I think my parents are qualifying for it, and they're all ecstatic. But I think
That's
it's going
good.
to be like $100 a month.
It's better than nothing.
I mean, $300. I was just eating ramen.
Sopa
Good for you.
marucha.
They call it la petaca. Yeah, I've heard of la petaca. Never been there, but I've heard of la petaca. By your office. Oh, that place is good. Have you been to that place, Frankie?
What's it called?
That ramen place?
Oh yeah, it's very good.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, that place is very good.
I need to go back. That place is really good. I talked to one of them. He said he was a cop, and they were looking for him to kill him, so he came to Matamoros so he could cross the United States. Yeah, let me tell you, I've gotten some really interesting stories out there of a lot of individuals that are coming to ask for asylum. I Some of our clients from Mexico have pensions. Yeah, they do have pensions. That's what we're talking about. Manuel Lopez Obrador is actually upping the game because I think the pensions that they would receive were so minimal, if anything. Now they've opened the gates for more individuals to receive and a little bit greater amount. I think it's 2,000 pesos, which is $100. I might be wrong. You might have some more information. Downtown has some life to it. Yeah, I'm going to say that it has life, not necessarily because of the lot of decisions that these politicians have made, but more because of people wanting to open business, entrepreneurs. Frankie, what is your Christmas plan?
Um, I'm gonna go with my brother. I'm gonna be in Westaco, and then I'm gonna come during the day. Gonna come back with my grandparents. Probably be there, um, and then just hang out, enjoy. The weather is gonna lead us to go with our loved ones and hunker down somewhere. I think everybody has that mindset. Either they're gonna do something the day before, the day after, because maybe Christmas is gonna be like in the 30s. There are gonna be people out about in the street, but I think for the most part, everyone's stocked up on some munchies, some food, some grub, um, to be ready to enjoy Christmas. Hopefully, it's a white Christmas. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be different.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting a white Christmas, but yeah, I'm going to New York.
Peasants.
I just got a message from Abraham. Abraham's going to be coming on down. He's already driving down, so I got to go meet up with him. Este, People need to stay safe out there. If you don't have to leave your home, stay at home. You know, este, Stay at home and enjoy family and friends as much as possible. I mean, one of the amazing things about our time, Frankie, you got Netflix. You know, you got these streaming giants out there. You can watch anything you want from anywhere around the world. Take some time, hunker down, and you know, enjoy.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. I remember, people also like to be out in the bars on those days, which is, it's all good. People come and visit and they want to go hang out and have a good time. Um, I personally, I like the cold. I prefer to be home, but I could understand why people would want to be out. And I think, I've heard this that like, ustedes son chiflados. It just temperature drops a little bit y andan con sus San Marcos, the Lettermans. Um, but for the most part, I think everyone's scared after the freeze. So everyone's kind of like, hey, what if it could happen again? Because with the freeze, it wasn't that cold, was it? It wasn't like in the teens, was it? It was like in the
uh,
20s. Like, it wasn't something like, oh my God, it's like below zero or something drastic.
no.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I'm saying. Like, so I think now everybody's kind of like, well, damn, if let's hope our grid, or let's hope Texas, or let's hope the area is able to withstand. I think it will. I think we learned our lesson. Crossing
pues,
fingers.
guys, have a safe stay. Probably won't be on tomorrow. I'm not going to be on tomorrow morning. Uh, I've just got a lot of work to do before I leave. But I'll be on tomorrow night, hopefully from New York City. And if not, stay safe. Merry Christmas. Stay home. Enjoy family and friends. And we'll be back next week, maybe, if Lord willing. Thanks for coming on, Frankie. You saved my life.
Bye, guys. Good night. Merry
See you in the
Christmas.
morning early. Guys, God bless. Be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. Adios.